Hey, what's up, YouTube? Very volatile price action, difficult to trade after Powell's speech. Was able to get in after the live session, half-hour trade. Let's take a look. All right, guys, let's take a look at the trade. So August 26th here, you'll see it was a green day, ending the week 3.5 R up. I'd like to be over 5R on the week, but started the day off with 3R, hoping to get a 2R trade off of the movement that we expected today after Powell's speech. We had been waiting for it all week, but very, very difficult price action. Basically, 3 trades at 0 losers, quite a few break-even trades yesterday and earlier in the week, but 3 winners, no losers. We'll take that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trade I took. Right, made half an hour on it. Got in at 11:04 and was out at 11:54. So I was in the trade for about 50 minutes overall. Scaled out a little bit. If we take a look here, price broke down during Powell's speech, then recovered completely before breaking down and just breaking lows and pivots. We got out of the live session somewhere around here, but this was during the live session, I had this zone drawn up here, very large zone that I was going to need to wait for price action or some type of retest to get short from there. But when price rolled over here and broke down, and I looked at the other 4 indexes, they had all broken already. The ES was the last one to the party. The other 3 had broken, and so I thought that this was going to be as good a chance as any to get in short. So on the breakout, I got in short. In fact, I got in on this candle that wicked down after the other candle closed. 4 contracts. I had a pretty wide stop, about 12 points. And this was the high of the previous 5-minute candle, so risking the entire 5-minute candle. And I set up my trade to scale out 1-to-1 because this blue line down here was the low of the week thus far at about 441.10 3/4, and so I needed to scale out of this trade. It had already run a ton. This was a bit of an aggressive move. The only reason I got in was because all the other indexes had already broken this pivot low there, and so, like I said, as good a chance as any to try and make some money. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next slide. It's the same, basically very close to when I got in. This is the 5-minute chart. You'll see my stop was above really the previous 2 5-minute charts after, or the 2 5-minute candles after this one closed. And so a decent stop, especially after this push down. If it comes back up there after this and made this a false breakout, you can maybe expect a push higher. And again, trying to scale out of there. So this is the 4-hour chart. Again, price had already run a ton. I was pretty much in at these lows here and wanted to get out, at least scale out before these lows, which also coincided with lows from a few weeks ago as well. And so, right after such a huge run, have to be aggressive taking profits to try and make some money. And these were the internals at the time of the trade, maybe a few minutes later. Right, the advanced decline started to flatten out tremendously at the negative 2,000, but still trending downwards. Same with the NQ. The other reason I got into the trade, this dollar was very bullish and broke this pivot here. And really, I got into this trade a little bit earlier, more so like this candle when it broke this pivot here. So this was just additional help in my trade. This was going up. I wanted to be short. The VIX as well going up. And the tick charts here testing the lows, and for the most part hanging out below the 0 line. Tested up here, but spent the majority of the last 30 minutes right below the 0 line. I mean, price was coming down tremendously, and so got in on a decent pullback. I think it was basically like this pullback on this wick, back up to here, which is around where I got in. And so the internals were still in my favor. Mainly what I liked, the dollar was in my favor and the VIX were in my favor because the advanced declines were certainly starting to flatten out. And I was able to scale out. That was 1-to-1 there with 2 of the contracts. Left the other 2 contracts on. When it got to 1-to-1, I moved my stop just below break even, and eventually I did get stopped out of this trade. Target never would have been hit, but it did go 2-to-1. I moved my target to 3-to-1. Eventually it did come and hit what would have been 2-to-1 right here at this second line there. And so, yeah, I got stopped out right at the high on this pullback. Gotten in here, pulled back, stopped me out break even before hitting 2R. But again, there's no way to manage this trade any other way. If we would have been in higher, had a much better location entry, then yes, I'd be much more patient moving my stop. But the location was certainly not a good location, definitely not a great location, and not even a good location. And so I need to manage the trade a little bit differently. Aggressive, half an hour, made like $100 and something on the trade. $121 on the trade. And that was it. Gonna call it an afternoon here for the week. Thank you guys for joining us. I'll catch you back Monday, 9 a.m. For our pre-market analysis. 9:25 we go live. And have a great weekend, guys. Take care.